this struggle, as I said, goes on for so long. Abigail Adams was urging her husband, John Adams, to protect the rights of women as early as 1776. This struggle has gone on since before the Constitution was written in this country. I was reading some while ago about the struggle of the woman's right to vote. This is about equal pay, but you know, the so-called Night of Terror in Occoquan Prison, November 15th, 1917, 33 women were severely beaten by over 40 guards in Occoquan Prison. Why? What had they done? They were arrested for obstructing sidewalk traffic in front of the White House. Why were they there? Because they believed that women ought to have the right to vote in this country. And so they were arrested and hauled off to prison. And Lucy Byrne, one of the 33, they say, was shackled around both arms, and the chain between the shackles was hung on the top of a cell door. And that was her position throughout the night as blood ran down her arms. And Alice Paul finally went on a hunger strike, and they shoved a tube down her throat, and her vomit nearly killed her. These women were tortured in the Night of Terror in Occoquan Prison because they obstructed traffic on a sidewalk. Why did they do that? They demanded, after 150 years, for the right to vote. That's what they risked. They nearly died, some of them, to get this right to vote. Think of that struggle and how unbelievable that struggle was and what heroes they were. But as always, there was pushback. People saying no. My colleague from Maryland brings to us today an issue of fair pay. Another long struggle, and it's not even nearly over. But at least today we can take a step in the right direction to say, with respect to the Lilly Ledbetter case, a Supreme Court that says a woman has no right to bring a pay discrimination case before the court because she didn't know she was being discriminated against? That's an absurdity, and one that must be corrected. This long struggle for fairness for American women will not end on the floor of the Senate today, but this should not be a difficult vote at all. I can't conceive of someone who would say that the Supreme Court decision has any sort of fairness attached to it. A woman who's working for 25 years or more besides someone who's doing the same job but paid much more because of that person's gender, that woman doesn't have a right to seek redress? What an unbelievable injustice. Lilly Ledbetter, by the way, was here this week attending the inaugural of a new president. We've tried to solve this problem before in the last Congress, but couldn't. We will solve it now because it's right, it's fair, it's just, and this struggle ought to continue until we win. This is one step in the direction of this struggle of fair pay, but it's a step we ought to take today.